Welcome to the fantasy zone. Get ready.
Okay. Didn't have audio there for a second. So, quick word of warning about this. Obviously this is Space Harrier. For this game, I'm not running it off MAME or anything like that. I'm running it off the PS4 version of Yakuza 0 because it actually has a few Sega arcade games you can play in it. There's this, Outrun, Super Hang-On, Fantasy Zone. And it actually plays better on this than it does in MAME because of analog problems with MAME, so I am going to run it off this, but there are two concessions I have to make about this. First of all, the default settings in this version of Space Harrier are wrong.
Welcome to the fantasy zone.
It actually gives you 5 lives to start and 1 bonus life at 5 million. It's supposed to be 3 lives to start and 1 bonus life at 5 million. Unfortunately, I can't change it. We're gonna hope for a 1cc that actually has 2 lives in reserve, because then it would have been the proper default settings, you know? The other problem is that it disables continues entirely. So, if I end up choking, and I'm very worried about that,
welcome to the fantasy zone.
if I end up dropping it at the end of the game, we're not going to see the ending. So, gotta get it in one shot. Also, this is kind of an intense game, so I don't think I'm going to be doing as much commentary as I did for Psychic 5 and Willow, because I kind of need to focus, especially on the later stages. But I will do my best. I mean, it's pretty self-explanatory. You fly around, you shoot stuff, you try not to get shot.
Welcome to the fantasy zone. Get ready.
All right, I think we're ready. Let us go.
Welcome to the fantasy zone. Get ready.
So yeah, this game came out in late 1985, and at the time it was just so far ahead of what a lot of other arcade games looked at the time, if you don't count like Laserdisc games and all that. The whole super scaling technology was just really impressive. And it's still a game that it took them a long time just to get like a really good console port of this. Like, you know, there were a lot of ports of this for like computers, and like this came out on Sega Master System, and obviously it looks nowhere near as good as the arcade. Genesis had a new game called Space Harrier 2 that runs at an abysmal frame rate. Like, it wasn't until like the 32X. Like, 32X Space Harrier is actually pretty much arcade perfect. And then all the other ports that came afterwards, like, you know, by that point, home consoles could handle this game properly.
You're doing great.
That's just how ahead of the time this game was. And it kind of spawned some other rail shooters, like Yu Suzuki and Sega later released Afterburner/Afterburner 2. And of course there's Night Striker by Taito, which is hot take, way better game than Afterburner. But this game in comparison to Afterburner is a lot more, how should I put this? It's simplistic, I guess. I mean, the biggest problem I always had with Afterburner are the heat-seeking missiles. Because my experience with that game has always been, I see a missile coming towards me, I want to dodge it, but somehow I flew in the wrong direction, or I was going at the wrong speed, and I die anyway. Nothing actually homes in on you in this game. Everything in this game is a normal shot that's just aimed at wherever you are on the screen, so the general rule of thumb is that if you hear something fire at you, get the hell out of the way. Just keep moving. Keep moving in circles. There's a lot of circling around in this game. That's pretty much Space Harrier 101 right there. Also, don't crash into obstacles. But that's pretty self-explanatory. And yeah, there's 18 stages. The last boss is actually on stage 17. Stage 18 is like a boss rush of everybody except the last boss for some reason. I was kind of in the wrong spot there. It's very possible to die on this spot. I already were using the dragon as a two-headed dragon. Hopefully these dragons
You're doing great.
aren't that hard. So, oh, and this is the best part of the music. In every few stages, there's these ceiling stages where you have to dodge these spheres or whatever the fuck they are. These are some of the most stressful stages. The third one, on stage 14, is one of the hardest stages in the game. That one isn't too bad. And there's the first of many appearances of the robots.
You're doing great.
But hey, first bonus stage. Totally not the creature from Neverending Story. They actually, there was a translated interview on Shmuplations that pretty much, you know, made the concession that everybody knew that this was kind of inspired by Neverending Story. It's a really good interview that I highly recommend taking a look at if you enjoy this game. A lot of interesting stuff about this game, like when they originally showed this game at like an arcade show in 1985. This was originally not supposed to be a game where you're a flying dude with a jetpack. You were actually supposed to be an airplane or some type of jet. Hence the name Harrier. But then they decided at some point they wanted it to have more of a fantasy vibe, and they went with this flying dude with a bazooka because he was easy to animate. But they wanted to keep the Harrier name, and that's why it's called Space Harrier. There's actually a picture somewhere of like the location, not the location test, but the version they showed at whatever arcade show it was when it was still using a jet as the player sprite. Of course, Yu Suzuki later got to use an airplane for Afterburner, so it all worked out in the end. Those robots can actually kill you by charging into you too, so it's always best to stay in the top half of the screen when those things come near.
You're doing great.
Lucasia. And there are those one-eyed mammoths from the intro, which you can nuke. They don't pose a threat to you unless you run into them, like a lot of the other objects in this game. They're not trying to kill you. They're just chilling there, but they will kill you if you slam into them at 100 miles per hour, or however fast he's going. Again, just keep circling around. Keep your bullets coming towards you. Get out of the way. It is kind of a problem that your player sprite covers up bullets sometimes. So you kind of have to play this game orally. Like you have to listen to the sounds. Kind of a problem if you're deaf, though. I didn't even kill that thing. It just took off. But a lot of the bosses will time out if you don't kill them in time. No real downside to it other than small loss in points. But I'm not too concerned about score here. I just want to get the clear. If you want to play this game for score, it's actually kind of stressful because you have to pretty much get to stage 17 with as many lives as possible. And then you just kind of leech on the last boss because he throws a bunch of stuff at you that's worth 100,000 points a shot. So you're trying to shoot those things, but not shoot the boss because you don't want the boss to die too quickly. But the boss never times out, so you can theoretically stay there forever, but there's so much stuff flying around the screen that it's easy to die, or slip in some shots on the boss that you don't want. I still don't know the trick to it. I guess the 3DS port that came out like a couple of years ago actually has an all-new final boss. I still haven't played it because I don't have a 3DS. This boss is super easy.
You're doing great.
Try to sneak in some shots. But yes, there is a quote-unquote final boss on stage 17. But it's not actually the final stage. Whoa, whoa, come on, come on. Right, left, right. still get nervous on these stages. Just because those columns come up so fast. Why didn't you tell me that, Heidi?
You're doing great.
Oh yeah, this was the game Bayonetta did feature a sequence where it kind of becomes a rail shooter, and it used Space Harrier music. She even said, "Welcome to my fantasy zone." Unfortunately, that part kind of dragged on a little bit. What I really like about this game is that it definitely doesn't overstay its welcome. Like, it's 18 stages, but the stages go by so fast. Like, this is, 20-minute game. Under 20 minutes. Sega did that a few times, where they would just have like, IAS is running eSWAT later tonight. That game has like 15 stages, but it's not that long. So it gives you having like nice short stages like that gives you a good feeling of progression, I guess you could say. Like, I never feel like this game really drags on because it's just jumping to the next stage so quickly. I mean, the first few stages are pretty easy, obviously, but the second half of the game is dangerous. This stage in particular, these red robots are some of the worst in the game because once they appear on screen, they immediately do that jump thing and fire a few bullets. Also, there are some columns that come up on the stage in the worst possible spots. It's a bad combo. I almost took a death there. Okay. Breathe. Another two-headed bone dragon. Bonus stage number 2. Luckily, the bonus stage counts as a stage. Afterburner did that too. 66. The King of Route 66. So, final 6 stages of the game. This is where the game really ramps up. Maybe not stage 13 so much, but from stage 14 on, this game, I could die on any one of those stages. Wow. No. Oh, don't give me the sound bug. Sometimes the game just hangs on one of the notes. But it fixes itself.
You're doing great.
Okay, this stage is stressful. Look how fast this stage is. Okay, stay on the right side, right, left. You really want to take out these enemies as quickly as possible. You don't want more bullets flying around the screen. Okay. Alright, wait it out. Nice. Okay, this stage is also one of the hardest stages. It has a lot of those red robots that jump around. They pretty much all come from the right edge of the screen, so I'm gonna be spending a lot of time just like trying to snipe them before they can do anything. Like after these 2 waves, the red robots start. I have to snipe them like right away. Because there's too many of these columns like spaced out that you're gonna be trying to get away from the bullets and that shit.
Get ready.
And there's blue robots too. Okay, 1 death, that's fine. Stage 16 is another stage. It's all robots. All the enemies are robots. Until the boss. Which isn't really much of a boss. Crash into me, please. Oh no. Red. Red troublemakers. Okay. So the boss, oh wait, the boss isn't here yet. Never mind. There he is. The boss is just this big mothership that just lets some robots out. And then takes off. You can't actually destroy it. And that's not the final boss. Oh no, the Narcs, man. Okay, this stage, oh man, oh boy, this stage. It is the final real stage, so of course it's difficult. A lot of obstacles. A lot of annoying enemies. I can't believe I flew through that column. Just hang out in that corner of a bar.
Get ready.
I think I'm almost there. Nope, not yet. Alright, final boss time. Not Gil and his 2 Garfield clones. So you get 100,000 points each time you destroy one of these. This is where all the points come from if you want to leech this game out, but I don't know the proper way to do it, and I'm aiming for a clear here, not a score run. So we're just going to the boss rush. Which gives you the names of all the bosses. Barbarian. This is the only boss I worry about. Because those Moai heads can kill you when they fly around. Luckily that's it. This is free. You also get a lot of points because every boss is worth like 700,000 points or so. 800,000. And there he is, Valda. The true final boss. Yes! You win! Oh, thank God. I worried about this game more than anything else I'm running in the next 2 days. That didn't even rank in on the top 7. I don't even get to put in my initials. I play this game way too much. Oh, man. Alright, and like I said, since it was 5 lives to start, I only lost 2 lives, so that is that would be a legit 1cc with 3 lives to start, and 1 extra at 5 million, so it's a legit 1cc. I feel great about that. I actually had a run the other day where I only died once, and that was my best. I still haven't gotten the no miss clear yet, but it's close, I can feel it. Anyway, that's going to do it for my block. I'll be back tomorrow morning to run NEM 1975, Shock Troopers, B-Rap Boys, and Tough Turf. Stay tuned for... Don't go anywhere. We still got a lot of runners playing a lot of games. Dumplechon's up next with Scramble, Mega Man 2, Valkyrie no Densetsu. And then Ghost Pilot's got a couple games. Scuddy, McSirtuna's doing pinball. Jimmy Cue Balls. Oh, you gotta see Narc. I asked. Oh, there's so much. I could keep rambling. Anyway, I will catch y'all later. See you next.